The other day, I stumbled into what I believe is one of the most genius one product Shopify stores that I've seen all year. And the reason why is because it's a very extremely simple concept, and they've taken a very interesting approach to grow it significantly, and I only expect it to continue growing even more. So, without further ado, I want to show you this store that I found and break it down for you because it's going to be extremely inspiring. The store that I'm talking about is called Graza, and they're estimated to be doing, or actually expected to do, $48 million this year. There's a lot of news sources that say that. I don't know, obviously, the exact figures that they're doing. Judging by their traffic distribution, they're doing quite well, but I think they also do pretty well in stores. Now, what they sell is extra virgin olive oil, but not just any extra virgin olive oil. They've branded it beautifully. They designed these bottles that make it look super modern and unique, and then they've also innovated on the spout. Instead of just pouring your olive oil, you squeeze it and put it on whatever you want. So it's a much more fun experience and actually easier to do, less messy in a lot of ways. You can drizzle it however you want, and what's also really cool is that you can refill these bottles. So you can refill them via a refillable can, and that's how they that's where you get the olive oil, is through a can. It almost looks like a beer, which reminds me of Liquid Death, which is also another CPG almost billion-dollar company that innovated in a very simple way. They just sell water, but how they innovated is they put water in a can that looks like a beer. That's basically all they did. Now, the first thing I want to point out here that is a really valuable lesson for anybody building an e-commerce business, and by the way, this is exactly how we're approaching building businesses in our sort of venture studio. It's not really a venture studio, but Akemi, my company, is a growth partner agency. So we do paid ads, machine learning paid ads, so Meta, TikTok, and Google, but we mix that in with organic traffic via affiliate creators, etc., from all short form content platforms. And that blend is extremely powerful. So if you have a business, reach out to us. We can help you with our services, or we can potentially partner up. But this is the first thing that you need to note down is the quantity breaks. That's what you call this. I don't know if that's the official term, but there was an app back in the day on Shopify that allowed you to do this. And basically what it does is it allows you to buy things in sets and gives you a discount for doing so, which is so clever because it increases your average order value. And people who really fall in love with the brand, just giving them the option to buy a lot of that product, you'll get some people that are buying this for $200, right? Which is crazy. And what's really cool as well, and very clever of them, is that the pre-selected option when you land on this lander is the subscribe option. So this is a subscription product. Now, here's a very important concept that I want you to understand, because this is exactly how we want to approach e-commerce businesses. You got to approach an e-com business like a software. And they are doing exactly that. You may not think of it like that, but when you truly start to break it down, you see that there's a lot of software-like components here. First of all, there's the very simple innovation of like how you use the product. But then also just the way that you buy it and subscribe to it is very innovative, or not necessarily innovative, but it gives that feel of a software where people are going to be using it for a long, long time, and you're going to be getting a higher lifetime customer value over the years, potentially. It's really cool, honestly. This is like amazing. I'm so happy that I found it. And I really like how you can subscribe on different time frames as well. And you can also subscribe with, big bottles if you want. So this is probably for restaurants and, big families. I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, super cool stuff. And the landing page is actually quite simple. We're going to move on to some other marketing here in just a second. Well, there's some thunder out there, but as you see, it's it is simple, but it's also beautifully done. Like, the designers behind this website are absolutely geniuses, and it just looks so good. It looks like a modern take on olive oil, which really I haven't seen anybody do yet, surprisingly. Olive oil traditionally is a very traditional type of brand. I mean, it's a traditional product that's been around for centuries, and therefore the branding is a bit outdated, but also you could consider it timeless. However, this stands out tremendously. And what's really great about a product like this, and this is the thing that I also love a lot about it, and why it's one of my new favorite sort of examples here to showcase, is the content opportunities that you can have. You can drizzle this on anything. So you can do recipe videos, you can do recipe blogs, etc. It's just super cool. And then, yeah, this another thing to point out here for those of you that are perhaps beginners is that this is, when you look at a website like this, right, you may get discouraged, whereas I get really excited because what I know is that this is not their version 1, right? This is their version like 30 or 40, maybe even 50. They've probably iterated so many times on their website that, and probably on the product as well, just on everything. And this, we're catching them now where they're expected to do 48 million, but they probably had a beginning phase where it was super simple. It wasn't looking this good. Maybe they had a great logo in an idea, but it probably wasn't nearly as well polished as it is right now. So that's one of the things that you got to take into consideration whenever we break these brands down, is that, you shouldn't aim to start like this. And they didn't start like this. Nobody starts like this, right? You want to keep things very lean at first and focus more on your customers, on finding customers, right? Getting that minimum viable product and proof of concept. So that's the website. Now let's look at some of their paid media, because this is, what they're doing very well. They're running a lot of ads, and let's just look at the active ones just to see which ones are actually active right now, which is basically all of them. They're running a lot of paid ads. But if we look at sort of the older ones, we'll probably see some of the stuff that they're in a lot of different markets, which is why they have such a high valuation, because not only are they doing pretty well online, but they're also doing really well in stores, which is very valuable, especially for consumer product goods, where people buy them over and over again. That's why I really love these categories of e-com products, and why I mentioned they're almost like software. So yeah, they're running a lot of ads, very simple ads, nothing too crazy. They definitely stand out because they're keeping like a simplistic look. It's almost like not trying to sell you too hard on it, which I really love. I like that approach. Now, here's something very interesting, and this is why it appeals to me so much, because the strategy here is genius. They're running ads, they're getting into stores, they have a eye-catching product, and a great content strategy for organic. So they're posting a lot of organic content that's getting a lot of views. If we look at their reels, we can see a lot of these videos are getting 30K views consistently, which is obviously a lot of views. I mean, that's a lot of views, especially for a product. And it's because they have this replicatable format where you can just create simple recipes and squeeze olive oil on them, and it's just going to catch people's attention no matter what. Like this one has almost 500K views. That's insane. Like, let's take a look quick. If my computer will load. My Wi-Fi, I have my hotspot on. Okay, it's not going to load. But I'll make another video because there's a really good video about them and about their journey that I want to react to. I want to watch with you guys. But my Wi-Fi is just trash right now. I'm using my hotspot, but I'm getting a good one installed today. Now, look at the extra virgin olive oil trend. I'm sure this is probably what they saw. They saw that this growing market, and it's only becoming more popular with just more research that's coming out that proves how healthy extra virgin olive oil actually is for your body. It's almost like a superfood. So yeah, there's probably even more ways to innovate within this space. Perhaps even taking like a olive oil supplement. I don't know. Who knows? There's a lot of different things that we could do here. So I kind of want to give a call out. If you're out there if you already have a business, well, hit me up because we could help you scale. And also, I'm constantly looking for great opportunities to invest our resources into, because I just really love this space, and I really love this idea of a sort of like one product or niche store that we approach sort of with a software engineering mindset as opposed to just like a traditional e-com store. So that's kind of about it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I'm in this new house now, and I'm very happy to be here. I got my family here, where this feels like a very safe area that we got. So it's time to lock in Health Max and just max out everything. I want to max out my business. I want to max out our portfolio of brands. Just everything that we're doing, I want to take to the next level. And I think this house is kind of a representation of this new era. So I appreciate you guys sticking with me for this long. Obviously, there's a lot of links in the description that you should definitely check out if you want to get more involved with me personally. And, follow me on Instagram, Twitter. I'm very active on those platforms. And let me know any questions or comments if you enjoyed this video, what you think of this brand, etc. But that's about it. Peace.